Hi, Ruvin.
Hi.
How are you? Good. Different setting?
Feel like we've done this before.
Yeah, feels like we've done this before, but we also haven't.
Yeah, I think it's a sofa sitting, no?
Yeah.
Because most plays use this sort of scene.
Yeah, but we haven't been in one. We just discussed this. We haven't been in a play together. So, Ruvin de Silva, Shanaka Amarasinghe. We don't know what we're here for, but
Yeah,
I think there's some questions in the bowl.
that's right.
Do you want to have a go?
Okay, sure. Ready?
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Can you tell me about the last time you cried and how it felt?
Oh yeah. The last time I cried was when my partner's brother died. And it was a massive shock, like massive shock, just out of the blue. And then you have to kind of manage the emotions of people whose grief kind of takes primacy over your own. And then you come to the point of where you have kind of permission to break down. And yeah, it felt like just opening a tap and a block pipe kind of thing. So yeah, that was...
It's crazy, sometimes when you cry, this whole tap thing happens to me also.
Yeah.
Like, even for the slightest thing. And actually, I cried quite recently.
Okay.
I think it was last Monday.
Okay.
Which was a bit of a heavy day for me. I was it Monday or Tuesday? It doesn't matter. Last week, I was on my way to drop my daughter in school, and there was some conversation that didn't go so well with her parent about, like, I'm co-parenting. It's a bit of a complicated situation. And my reaction was, I didn't expect myself to react like that for something very small, even though it was a serious issue. So that day, after this whole thing was done, I could see my daughter also she also just felt that, and then she didn't even go to school that day. I came home and, oh my God, it was just, I could believe myself, like that I could be this kind of person. So I was crying and crying and crying that very day, very night almost. It's crazy how that one thing can just open up a lot of things in your life, and it was just about that. So it's crazy that I opened this question because it's just happened like last week. Yeah.
Is it my turn now?
I think so. No, yeah.
Have you ever spoken to a friend or a trusted person about your struggles? How did it feel?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah. I have a very close number of friends. I think it's always been like that, and I'm lucky enough. And I have to say, I do speak to my female friends more than my guy friends. I think that is that's the thing. That's the special thing about these relationships, is that most of the time it's very sort of difficult to speak to your guy friends. And it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Because of that, I think by default, I always just go to my friends who are, almost all of them are female. It's because it's so much more easy to talk to. Same.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, actually, I think I've been through a really sort of crazy personal issue like just a couple of years ago, which is why I got into diving, and which is why I just like this, I guess, more now. That's the time I actually kind of opened up to all my guy friends also about what I was going through, and I was struggling with a lot of depression, and like all of that stuff, which I've just sort of kept inside for a long time. Even from like a very sort of younger age, I just sort of opened up to all my guy friends. I actually just got everyone into like a WhatsApp group, and I said, like, guys, I'm going through this,
That's pretty brave, man.
It was, yeah. In the sense, yeah, I had to. It was at that place, I was so vulnerable, and it was a place where I was just sort of I felt like, helpless. And I just had to, I guess. I don't even know. It wasn't planned or anything. And it was just crazy how everyone was sort of there for me in that moment. And I'm glad I took that step. And even now, whenever I feel like I need to say something, whenever I feel like I need to sort of, even if it's to do with a friendship or something, I am very open about it and I always say it. From like being that person who kept a lot of things inside and like, assumed things and blah, 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 all that. But now because the thing is, the good friends will always stay. I believe that. I think I do. Not just even the friends, even families like that. So, so I think the answer is yes. Yeah.
And it's nice, right? How everyone's there for you when you say you need help. So it's weird that we don't ask for it more often.
More often, yeah.
Because it's really, really heartwarming when everybody's like, Machang, what can we do? Turn up at your house or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really great. And I just don't see it happening often enough. And if we did, perhaps things won't be this difficult because everyone feels like they need to go it on their own. Yeah. You've got this whole nuclear family concept and I'm the father or I'm the mother and these are my roles. And it's...
and this thing, I don't know if you've experienced it as well, because most of the time, even with my guy friends, it was always to do with the drink that we will talk things.
Exactly.
About. And now I've just sort of made... I mean, it's nice to have a drink. I'm not saying it's bad or something like that. It's really great. Yeah. Just sort of connecting that sort of level. It's good. But now I think I kind of make it a point to just sort of talk about these things at a more sober stage and just be as like real as possible.
And have you noticed it's also easier to do it like this, like one-on-one?
Yeah.
Because as soon as it becomes 3 or 4, it kind of gets a bit laddie. Right, so everybody's like, okay.
That's not true.
Yeah.
So, it's not just one-on-one. One-on-ones are like, if you want a quality conversation like that, then yeah, definitely.
But you're right, it's so much easier to speak to a female friend than it is to a male friend.
I mean, without my female friend support, I would be, my God, I would be such a wreck right now.
Yeah. And I don't know whether it's something we did growing up in school or whether it's something our teachers did to us or whatever, but you always feel the need to insult people when they ask for help. It's like, Macha, I'm feeling like this, you must be X, Y. I get over it, Macha.
And we don't listen enough, I think. We just we always have something to say.
Yeah.
I think
because if you listen long enough, you might start going inwards for you as well. So like, no, I don't want to deal with your problems because I don't want to keep buying either. So... Ruvin, when did you feel that there was this need? At which age, perhaps, did you feel that there was this need to be a man and do these particular things in a certain way?
I think right from the start. I can't really, maybe not as like a very, like a toddler or something, but from the start, I think it was always like that. It doesn't really, I mean, no one would ever say, oh, you're a man, you have to be like, but you say you're a boy, you have to be this certain way. I think it was definitely from the start.
Yeah.
That there was this standard or this level of expectancy that was required to be a certain way, to be a brother, because I have a sibling as well, or the first son of the family, that you have to be this certain way. You can't try out sports too much because you will fail your exams. Or you can't, that you also need to try out sports. I mean, all these different pressures. I don't know if it was just because, and then you don't really understand gender at the time. You just sort of question yourself. Like, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Am I doing okay? I think it just started for me right at the beginning. And it was not just my parents. It was just everywhere. That's the thing. It's just the school and friends and peers and tuition masters too. It's like it's the whole village.
Yeah, it is the whole village. And that's the thing. I also I can't recognize a particular starting point, but it's just, my dad was a certain way. He was a sportsman and he was in the military. So there was a way he carried himself. Yeah. And that was, I thought, what was expected of everyone. And then the ayahs in school, I mean, they're all these like big dudes that you want to be like, and everyone respects them and all of that. And like you said, teachers, tuition masters, all these guys were hard.
Yeah.
And there was a feeling that you needed to be hard back when we were growing up. I think that's changing a lot.
Yeah, I
Thankfully.
really hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I really hope. I think being soft should be
A lot.
the new punk rock, as you say, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved, yeah.
Yeah. And back when we were growing up, also the music was also quite melancholy, right? So I got the Nirvanas and the Metallicas, and that's like all text. Yeah, lots of angst.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't remember when it started, but yeah, it certainly was an ongoing thing.
Yeah. How easy is it for you to share what you're going through? Why do you think that is?
I think it's a little easier for me now because I've done a lot of work to get to this point. And it's been hard. That journey has been hard to just allow yourself to be weak or appear weak and say, sorry, I need the help. But it's getting easier. It's getting easier now. Luckily, my work is very individual in that sense. So I don't need to rely on a whole bunch of people. So this allows me to kind of navigate that space a little bit better. But getting to this point has been super hard. My God, there's so many layers that you just have to shed. But yeah, now it's cool.
Therapy, when did you start therapy? Just curious.
I would say it was about in my early 30s. I was going through a divorce as well, and that's tough. I mean, as hard as maybe it's the best thing for you, but it's still super hard.
No, for sure.
You've in there, done that.
Yeah. I mean, I think breakups are separations or whatever. They're way hard in their ways, all right?
Yeah, it's horrendous.
Why don't we learn how to cope with this sort of stuff in school? Like, why do you think that breakups or these sort of things are supposed to be just dealt with such easy things? Or you're supposed to get over it, or you're supposed to just sort of be okay. But we all go through it.
I think it's the expectation, Ruvin, because you're not expected to break up, right? So you went to a Catholic school, I went to an Anglican school. So you've got this sort of thing that what God has put together, no man.
Yeah.
And you start that really early. So even when it's your first girlfriend at 15, right? You think, oh my God, this is going to be the rest of my life. And then suddenly at 16, when you break up, it's the end of the world.
Well, yeah.
But if people realize that relationships are transitionary in a way, I think it's going to be easier. And this new generation are kind of on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so, yeah.
So once I started that therapy, then everything kind of starts fitting together. Started practicing some physical practices as well, playing a bit more sport, and that all helps.
That really helps, yeah.
What do you do when you're frustrated or unhappy?
I think I just run to the sea. Okay, that's what I do. That I think it's a recent thing for me. But now it's just always just about not staying in that same space. I just sort of go to the ocean, run to the sea, and it's become my sort of hook with these kind of things. And it's not just even the ocean; it's just things to do with nature is what I always sort of pick. But before I do that, there's also this sort of period where I just sort of stay in this sort of place and just sort of suffer and go through whatever I have to go through. I think it takes a bit of time for me. I think maybe it takes a bit of time for everyone to just sort of realize, okay, something's not right and you have to go and do something about it. Or sometimes you don't even think that you have to go and do something about it.
Yeah. Because it's so normalized, right?
It's so normalized.
Yeah. And
it
you don't
shouldn't be, no?
Yeah. And that's what I was thinking of. So you're old enough to remember. I think some people watching may not be old enough to remember. And even my parents' generation, like they had that insurrection in 1971. And then they had 1983 happen just 12 years afterwards. And then my whole childhood, our whole generation was, we got desensitized to thinking that body counts on the news was kind of normal.
Yeah.
Right? It was Gaza light back when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of fear that we're still carrying. And we just don't know. We just don't realize that it's not normal to carry that.
Yeah.
It's just been carrying that load for so long. And for me, when I'm frustrated, I would love to do the same. I mean, that's what I love about diving. You're just there and it's so quiet. and it's just the bubbles that you can hear, and the seaweed just, it's just so nice. But a lot of us don't have the opportunity, right? Because, I mean, you're lucky because you're a freelancer and you may be able to carve out a little bit of time. But if you go to office every day, if you've got 2, 3, 4 people in your family, that's a huge expense to get out of Colombo. Yeah. So a lot of people don't have that opportunity to get out. But when I'm frustrated, I eat, I'm afraid. Yeah. So
What do you eat?
sweets, man. In case you hadn't noticed. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and there was a time that it used to be drink, so I'm quite happy that it's sweets now. So I try to get off that as well. But I know a lot of my friends would, it turned to some kind of just bar.
I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes.
If you could give one piece of advice to your 5-year-old self, what would it be?
I can't remember what I was feeling at 5. I can't remember when I was just starting school. And I wouldn't tell my 5-year-old self anything, but I might tell my 15-year-old self.
I was going to say, what would you tell your younger self, I think?
Yeah. My 15-year-old self, I would say, it's okay not to be perfect at stuff. And having fun is not a bad thing. Yeah. Enjoying stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
It's
because
there's a feeling that if you're enjoying something, it's almost wrong. And like studying and playing sport and getting the results and all that kind of thing.
Messing up.
Yeah. So it needs to be fun. Like even plays. I mean, we do some acting, right? And if the process is not fun, what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah.
So just to recognize the joy of doing the process.
I would totally give myself a hug or something, I don't know. And just to tell myself to just keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and there's no right or wrong. I think I used to judge myself quite a lot at that time, and about who I was, about the kind of person I was becoming, and in the relationships around me, used to do that as well.
Yeah.
And it was really, really, I think, hard.
Yeah.
Being not even 10, 12, but 15. Oh my God, that was it was.
Yeah, that's a difficult environment. It's supposed to be some of the most fun. And don't get me wrong, it was the most fun that you ever had, right? I mean, I would love to go back to that. But go back to that with the awareness that you have now in your
oh my God,
middle ages. Yeah.
That would be awesome, actually. Yeah. This is really good.
Yeah, sorry, man. Nice to the chat. It's nice to know that, I mean, I'm in a very traditional role, as a professional, and you're in a less traditional role. But it's also kind of nice to know that, because I look at you, Ruvin, and I envy you in a way, because I see your diving pictures and oh man, I wish I could go, but no, I have to be somewhere at a meeting or something. But it's nice to know that, it's not that different.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's same for me as well. Like when I look at you, I see you as oh my God, who's very successful. I love your Jeep. Things like that. I mean, these things just sort of, this is what I guess men do to each other as well, right? We just always just sort of...
You look at the externals and make assumptions.
And I never really think that, okay, everyone just sort of goes through tough situations and and you can all be under pressure a lot. And I think we should talk to each other more often. I think that's what's really important. I think we should keep reminding ourselves that. I have started sending memes to our boys group. There are a bunch of groups from school. I've started sending all these therapy stuff. And whatever I find...
there's a few groups that I feel like I do that with.
Yeah.
Guys that have evolved a little bit. But also, it's not bad to go back and just be a lad once in a while.
Yeah.
And have a laugh and go back to the Royal Tommy, another Joe Pete or whatever it is, that be like, ah. Yeah. But as long as that's not the
only thing. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Dave, man.
All right. Yeah.